Hello everybody, welcome. This is the second one in the series about dummy play, counting your losers. This is a prerequisite for developing a strategy for playing the hand. You need to know how many losers you've got to kind of dispose of or get rid of or negate. So you need to be able to count them fairly accurately. And the first video, we dealt with relatively simple situations. And here, in a very brief video, I'm going to discuss a couple of slightly more complicated situations. And as before, I'm going to present a couple of hands, and I'm going to ask you to assess how many losers there are in these hands. Please take the time that you need to think about them, press pause, and then restart when you're ready to do so. Okay, right, I'm going to put you onto shared screen now. Okay, just a summary. We're planning how to play a contract at Trick 1. We're dealing specifically with suit contracts at the moment, and we're in the business of trying to count our losers in order to understand or in order to make a strategy for making our contract or making over tricks. So, and this presentation is just going to deal with a couple of difficulties and complexities. Okay, so the first example is 3 hearts by North. The 2 of spades is led by East because West opened 1 spade. And from North's perspective, count your losers. We're not trying to think about how to negate the losers, we're just trying to count them. So just take the time that you need in order to work through that yourself. I'm going to move to the next slide now. So first of all, spades. How many losers in spades have we got? Well, actually, you think about it, we've only got 2 spades. We have what's called a protected king kind of situation. A spade has been led. Your king of spades is going to make whatever. Either West is going to play the ace of spades, in which case the king will get promoted into a winner, or West won't play the ace of spades, in which case you'll be able to win the trick with your king of spades. So you only have 2 losers in spades. You clearly only have 1 loser in hearts, the king of hearts. In diamonds, you only have 1 loser. You have 3 diamond losers in hand, and the ace and king in dummy take care of 2 of those losers. And then you're left with 3 clear club losers. And so your total is 7 losers. Since you're in 3 hearts, you can afford to lose 4 tricks, and therefore you've got to try and get rid of or negate 3 of your losers. I should say that it's not just protected kings. The same situation would arise, for example, if you had the ace and queen of spades, just the ace, queen of spades, and the 2 of spades was led. You can be certain of 2 tricks. It's being led into your ace, queen, 10 ace. If West goes up with the king, you can win with the ace and your queen is promoted to a second winner. Alternatively, West won't put up the king of spades and you'll be able to win it with your queen and then subsequently your ace. So either way, you'll come to 2 tricks. Second situation is a little bit more difficult to understand in some situations. This is frozen suits. Frozen suits are those suits where it's disadvantageous to start the suit. It's an advantage if the opponents start the suit. So for example, this is the simplest situation. You have queen XX in dummy and you have jack XX in hand. How many losers have you got? Two or 3? Suppose you lead the suit. How many losers have you got? Or suppose the opponents lead the suit. How many losers have you got then? I'm going to move to the next slide. I'm not going to give the answers, but you can see the full layout on the following slide. So you can see here that the ace and king, I've separated the ace and the king with the opponents. One has got the ace and one has got the king. And in this situation, if you start the suit, you are going to lose 3 tricks. Your queen will get felled by the ace. Your jack will get felled by the king. And it's almost inconceivable and is inconceivable that you will win a trick. However, if the opposition start the suit, let's say West starts by leading the 4 of this suit, you play low from dummy. East really has no option but to go up with the ace. And you will play the 3. And now you're going to be left with the queen 5 in dummy and the jack 6 in hand. And of course, there's no way that the king of this suit is going to be able to capture both the queen and the jack. So one of those will win the trick. So this is a situation where it's advantageous to make the opposition start the suit, and then you can be guaranteed 1 trick. If you have to start the suit, you may lose all 3 tricks. Of course, if the ace and the king are in the same hand, you may get away with making 1 trick, but it's not certain. So let's look at example 2. The contract here is 5 spades, I think it was, and the 6 of diamonds is led by South. How many losers have you got? I'll give you a moment, but if you need more time, press pause and then restart when you're ready. Okay, I'm going to move to the next slide now. So clearly there are no spade losers. That one's easy. Look at the hearts. This is a kind of awkward frozen suit. It takes a bit of figuring out, and you may want to just go over this in your own mind, or even get cards out and look at all the possibilities. Supposing the opposition open this suit, you can be certain that you will make 2 tricks, regardless of where the ace is and regardless of where the jack is. They can be together or separate, and they can be in any which hand. You will make 2 tricks. On the other hand, if you open the suit, in order to make 2 tricks, you're probably going to have to decide where the jack is and take some sort of finesse against it. So if the ops open the suit, you're guaranteed 2 tricks. If you open the suit, you're not. You may only get 1 trick. The diamonds, well done if you got this. The diamond is led, so your king is protected. Your king will make regardless. Either North will play the ace, in which case your king will be promoted, or North will not play the ace, in which case you'll be able to win with the king. So from East's point of view, you just have one loser, the jack of diamonds. And then finally in clubs, of course, you've got 1 loser, the king of clubs. So your total will be 3 or 4, and that will depend upon who starts the hearts. So here's the summary. When dummy goes down, you count your losers in each suit. You pay attention to things like protected kings, or the opponents having led, the opening lead coming up to a kind of ace, queen, 10 ace. You spot and think about frozen suits, and then you add your losers together. And then depending on your contract, you'll be able to work out how many you need or want to negate. So quite often you'll end up saying something like, something more complicated, rather than I've got 3 losers and I need to get rid of one of them. You'll be saying to yourself something like, providing trumps break 3-1 or 2-2, I've got no losers in spades. I've got 1-2 in hearts, depending on who leads them. I've got a loser in diamonds and a loser in clubs. So I've probably got 3, but maybe 4 losers. And then, of course, you have to start thinking about the business. How do I, having determined how many losers you want to get rid of, you're going to be starting to plan your contract and how to negate them. And that will be the subject, obviously, of a future presentation. So I thank you very much indeed. Feel free to offer suggestions or comments as you wish, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.